Ready, sir? All right, we are back in open session. Time is
7:26.
You want to take 8? You want to take 8?
11A is considered approved CE regarding superintendent certification. Any motion on the floor in regards to this?
So moved. Second.
I got a motion by Mr. Bonilla. Second by Mr. Cruz Mata. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. You have a question, I'm sorry?
This is for the certification?
Yes. For the TEA waiver, correct. All in favor, please raise your hand. Any against? Motion passes 5-1. Consider to approve the special education diagnostician professional contract for the 22-23 school year. Ms. Bruna?
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the special ed education diagnostician professional contract for the 22-23 school year as discussed in close.
I'll move.
Second.
I got a motion by Ms. Guerrero. Second by Mr. Mata. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. All right, C.
Consideration to approve the interim athletic director stipend for the 21-22 school year as discussed and closed.
So moved.
I got a motion by Mr.
Second.
Bonilla. Second by Mr. Mata. Sorry, no, I beat you.
Okay.
Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. D.
Consideration to approve the hiring of the 22 summer school program. The recommendation is that the summer school staff be approved.
Motion.
I got a motion by Mr. Mata,
Second.
second by Mr. Bonilla. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Mr. Espinoza?
Yes.
All right, motion passes 6-0. E.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the reemployment of at-will personnel for the 22-23 school year as discussed in close.
With the corrections.
Yes, sir.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Mata,
Second.
second by Ms. Guerrero. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. F.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees consider approving the employment of new at-will staff for the 21-22 school year as discussed and closed.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Bonilla, second by Mr. Mata. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. All right, this time we go back to C, consent action items. Sorry, 6, consent action items. A, consider to approve the minutes for the April 11, 22 regular and 26 special board meeting.
Mr. President, I move that we approve both 6A and 6B as presented.
Motion by Mr. Bonilla,
Second.
second by Ms. Nora Guerrero. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. All right, 7A, discussion and consider to approve a resolution to participate in a joint election with the county of Zavala to be held on November 8, 2022.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the resolution to participate in joint election with the County of Zavala to be held on November 8th, 2022.
I got a motion by Nora,
Second.
second by Mr. Bonilla. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. B.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the contract for election services between Zavala County and Crystal City ISD and authorize the superintendent to negotiate details as necessary.
So moved.
Second.
I got a motion by Mr. Bonilla. Second by Mr. Mata. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. Sorry, C.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees consider amending policy FNC a local as per the survey that was presented to both teachers and staff. If you had an opportunity to look at the survey, you'll see that as a group, they are indicating to the Board of Trustees that the school uniform is not assisting with what it intended to do, which was to unify the student body.
So in other words, I mean, we go away with the student dress code,
Not with the dress code, with the uniform.
the uniform,
Correct. The dress code would still be in effect
At all campuses?
at all campuses, even though this is at the secondary schools only, that we survey the secondary schools.
and it will be followed accordingly.
The dress code?
Yeah, because I've seen some
Yes.
campuses that,
And so the dress code is a very lax dress code, the one that was last approved. We are going to have to amend it. We'll bring you an amended dress code.
So this is just for uniforms, correct?
Correct.
The khaki and the.
For the standard dress, on Monday you wear this, on Tuesday you wear that, on Thursday, yeah, the uniform policy.
They should do college day and stuff like that, don't they?
Yes.
so,
That's part of it.
so by when, I mean, will you bring back,
The dress code?
yeah, because I mean, I know parents are gonna be shopping there in the summer and,
We usually bring the dress code in July.
And
as soon as
then,
the school year opens.
and I know some parents, I mean, already starting to get ready for summer. I don't know how you can inform them that
We will put out a notice.
put it that, no longer the uniforms, that way they wanna buy something.
If that is the will of the
As long as
board.
we
Not a-
specify that it's only we're not gonna,
Yeah.
we're not gonna be asking for uniforms.
Uniform,
Because,
right. The dress code still stays in place.
I would hate for our kids to start showing up. You know, there's some of the other places that we have that I think are pretty
Yes, sir.
necessary.
I need motions on the floor for C.
A motion for no uniforms, that's what we're talking about, right? I
Right,
don't-
just the uniform.
Yeah, no.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Mata. Second by Ms. Nora Guerrero. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. D.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the agreement for contracted services between Lizzie Perez LLC and Crystal City ISD. And this is for our yearly Summer Leadership Academy. We will be, typically it's in July, but this year we'll move it into August. And so the total cost of the contract is going to run $28,000. To you all for approval.
Got a motion by Nora,
Second.
second by Mr. Bonilla. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. All right, E.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the consultant agreement addendum between Florencio Cepeda Consultative Services and Crystal City ISD. So this is a contract that you all had approved back in the fall. And so the only modification that we are asking to be considered, since we don't have a CFO yet, and we are beginning the budget process for the 22-23 school year, is to extend his day. Instead of having just 2 days in the district, having 3 days, the third being a possible either a remote or working on the weekends to help us through the budget process while we situate a chief financial officer. This is, the budget process is not something that we can delay. We have to present a final balanced budget to the Board of Trustees by no later than August 31st. We plan to bring it to you by August 8th. So I'm asking that you extend the contracted days to a third day, including opportunities to work on the weekends, so that he can help us out with the budget process.
And comes to the district or he's working it from home?
No, he comes Thursdays and Fridays.
Ms. Briones, did we already advertise for the CFO?
I'm sorry?
Did we already advertise? Are we advertising?
No applicants.
No applicants.
We have not. The third week and we still don't have applicants. So, I can't slow down the budget process.
I move.
I got a motion by Nori Guerrero,
Second.
second by Mr. Mata. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand.
Voting against?
Be against it? Motion passes 5-1. All right, F.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the purchase of band uniforms for the Mighty Javelina Marching Band. This is a topic that has gone back and forth within the district, but we finally were able to get the students surveyed. This is going to be the cost of the approved, the student and staff approved uniform, $175,549, which we would have to get from fund balance,
Amount?
the whole amount. So the option that they're considering is, well, and you all have the flyer.
So this is by board, it's a by board, summary.
Yes, sir.
Refresh my memory, didn't we buy them some last year? Or was it something-
Uniforms,
They made a presentation.
we made a
Make a
presentation.
presentation.
Right.
For Posadas there, if you have any questions.
Well, I just wanted to refresh my memory.
Yeah.
Está bueno, no me sé.
Mr. Posada presented the
Right, I
uniforms.
remember
at the beginning of the year.
one of our students,
And that was the first uniform, just the black one.
What do they want? They want option 3?
No, it's these,
Option 1 and 2?
1 and 2, correct?
Yes, that's all right. The option one, which is the green, bold gray, and black vest, would be our contest coat. And the green, yellow option would be our Friday night coat. Friday night coat has the school colors on there, more visually, aesthetically outside, while the contest coat is more within the competitive side of the uniform. The kids would still have the same pants, the black bibbers. All they would need to do is just change coats and along the
Sleeves.
the sleeves. The sleeves are just a shirt it's their show shirt for the contest day and a green shirt that they're gonna wear under. All I gotta do is just change it and they're set and done. If you look at the head figure, that's the competition wrap. That wrap will go on the uniform, on the head, the hat, so we can cover have the logo and we can have the plume or either the plume or the feather that's gonna come along with the uniform. So the way I like to say it is Friday night greens and Saturday night blacks.
The black one, the Batman, the que parece de Batman. One that looks like the Batman uniform. Ms. Verones,
I like the flame.
once we approve them tonight, I mean,
I'm green.
we order or,
As quickly as tomorrow.
and we'll, by when they will be in, have you contacted?
Mr. Eric Sabak, he's our representative, he said it takes around 5 months
5 months.
to get them going. Because some of the material is hand stitched while others have machine, but he will be in town this week. He's gonna stop by, just to visit, and I can get you a little bit more of an updated, timeframe for that.
So 5
So
months
you
will be
said you
December?
needed them by November, right?
October.
October?
16th, the third week of October is our marching contest. If we can have them by the mid-October, we can use them for marching contest and area contest. Now that area is every year, we can have it.
Oh, that changed?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
And on another side, UIL did survey all high schools, all 6A divisions. Every band director has agreed to a state every year. It's just now up to the UIL Music Board of Directors to approve it. If it passes, we're looking at 2024, 2025 being in every year, state year from here on out. I believe every sport and every event is every year state except marching band. and that might change within the next year or two. So,
And we can always work with the vendors to expedite.
Well, sir, are you satisfied with,
I approve these designs are great. They have all colors of the school spirit of Crystal City, and we're ready to go. We can go ahead and.
How old are the current ones we have?
It's between 8 to 10 years. Yeah. Unfortunately, we do not have enough for every student, which is why this year we had 7 to 10 kids without a uniform, which did not look good. And the kids were not bothered by it. Kids are just proud to be out there. But the parents, it did bother the parents. It's not fair for kids to be.
excuse me,
So,
How many are they ordering? Or how many is,
It's the uniform, but they're ordering the different pieces, the separate pieces.
no, but for how many students? What are they considering?
How many did you order, Mr.
Is it the
Posada?
190 down there?
we're ordering 200 uniforms.
And that'll be enough? Rudy, they're one of the band.
For the meantime, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we are expecting a growth. If all goes well and the numbers stay good, we are looking at possibly 130 to 140 within the next 3-4
You
years.
guys have junior high marching Fridays on too, right?
Yes.
Oh, no.
We did order sizes around their area because that's, this past year, we did have junior high kids. We were lucky to have some uniforms, but not everybody got lucky enough to grab one. But I think we do use 8 years this year for, in the next couple of years, until the high school band itself is big enough, we will use 8 years.
So the funds will come out of fund balance.
So we're here, we're gonna, pick one of the options, and then,
No, it's the whole.
all three options,
It's the
but
whole.
it's gonna be,
They'll be both coats.
which one, sir?
The,
The option 2 and 3? Or which ones are, all 3 of them?
No, 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
they're gonna be 2 different kinds of coats.
No, but,
The black one with the
Thinking
flames,
it's
no.
both set.
The others are just the sleeves. They're parts of a uniform.
El quiere los
no, hold on. I got 3 here, you show me one.
Yeah, we do.
I don't wanna confuse. No, I just wanna see which ones are these 2.
That's this one right there. It's the same thing, it's just.
Right. It's just the sleeve.
Different. It's just those 2 right there.
Yeah, but like, I didn't like this one, it doesn't have the javelina on it. These-
Oh, the javelina
Yeah.
is there, it's there, but it's covered by the Shaco wrap. It's the wrap that goes in the hat. So when they on Friday nights, when they take off that wrap, the javelina is covered.
Okay, all right,
Yes.
that clears that.
Any other questions, Mr. Posada?
I don't, but I would like to make a comment to our new AD that, I don't know when, there'll be a submission for uniforms for our javelinas, but
It's coming.
the band director actually brought a sample of what they wanted their uniform to look like. Maybe that can be also done by the athletic department.
I can put a PowerPoint together, sure. That'd be great.
Nice.
We are getting a sample of the green one within the next 2 weeks. So, I will try to hold on to it for the next board meeting so you guys can see it. as
That would
well.
be nice.
So,
I just wanted to make a comment. Your parent committee or your board, yeah, they went all out at the band banquet.
Yes.
Congratulations. We had a lot of fun. It was really, really nice. They went
It was
all
the first
out.
year in a while
Yeah,
since it's been a banquet, and it was just for the kids to have fun.
they did. Great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Any motions on the floor if there's no further questions? I got a motion by Mr. Mata. Second by Ms. Guerrero. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you.
Congratulations, sir. All right, letter G, ma'am.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the 2022 summer nutrition program budget as per the Texas Department of Agriculture for the summer nutrition program requirements. This is gonna be for our summer program?
Copies on your table.
And if I read the information given to us, it's gonna be reimbursed to us? So move.
Second.
I got a motion by Mr. Bonilla. Second by Ms. Guerrero. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. Letter H.
The recommendation, as we discussed in close, is that the Board of Trustees approve the summer food service pay rate for the department at $20 per hour.
So move.
Got a motion by Mr. Bonilla.
Second.
Question,
Second by Ms. Nora with a question with Mr. Espinoza. Go ahead.
how many hours do they work on Florence a day?
They have a different schedule. Some of them come in at different time than the others. Depends on their duty.
But it's around 6, 8 hours.
Any other questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. All right, letter I.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve amending the stipend schedule for the 21-22 school year to include secondary science certified teachers at sixth grade and secondary and elementary department leads for special programs. And this is to make them eligible for the yearly stipends. So sixth grade would be at $1,000 and all the others will be at $2,000.
Ma'am, repeat your recommendation again, please.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve amending the stipend schedule for the 21-22 school year to include secondary science certified teachers at sixth grade and secondary and elementary department leads for special programs.
Oh, good. Okay, this is for the current year.
Yes, and the reason why we're including them is because in the fall, when you all approved the stipend schedule, these positions were not included.
Oh, I know that I had,
Yeah.
that's that we
Yeah.
consider the leads or department chairs, I don't know if I can call them.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
On the UIL coordinators, it mentioned one event. When was the last time we had an event here in Crystal City? Were you?
Well, it's if they're coaching one event, but we haven't when was the last time that we hosted, that the district hosted?
About 4 years.
Yeah.
So what is a coordinator
We
actually?
should have hosted this year, but because of COVID and
Right.
the last mandate that we still had in the district, they decided to relocate to Humboldt.
So, I mean, as also as a coordinator, do they have to attend the events as well with the students?
They should attend the event. They're supposed to.
Right.
They're supposed to recruit the coaches. They're supposed to make sure that we have rosters to make sure that we can ascertain that the students are showing up for practice, make sure that we have the supplies and materials that they need for every event,
And that they schedule
and that they,
the teams
yeah,
to participate in
compete.
the events.
Yes.
Track of that.
The campuses keep track of it. The principals keep
Principals?
track of it,
We
yeah.
have signage.
What about the district UIL coordinator how do they keep track of? And who is the district UI coordinator?
This year, we did not have a district UIL coordinator. We left it at the campus level. So we had a secondary and an elementary.
I know that some of our staff went to events and
Yeah.
so they're gonna get their stipend, they're gonna get paid for it?
I believe they already received their last stipend.
Yes.
Yes. It's only this group that haven't received a stipend.
I move.
A motion by Ms. Nora Guerrero,
Second.
second by Mr. Bonilla. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. All right, letter J.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve adding a math teaching position at Sterling H. Fly Junior High. Mr. Alvarado?
I'm asking for a. Sorry. So I'm asking for another math position, and that's to help us with our, our numbers are still struggling in math. We recently had our SSP come in and do a survey, and they're still saying that we're still lacking. Our math scores are still showing very low. Also, because of master scheduling and everything, we always needed that one extra math teacher in order to balance out our master schedule and classes and meeting the big class sizes that we have in 7th and 8th grade. So,
We'll put you at how many math teachers?
4 and 1 interventionist.
So what grade level is it for?
It's a mix between 7th and 8th. Our 7th graders, our current 7th graders right now are still showing that their scores are very low. So it should have been just 7th grade, but because I see our numbers coming in a little bit low in math, so next year I would like to create some enrichment or 10 classes for 8th grade. So we would split that teacher between 7th and 8th.
So you have a total of 4 math teachers for 7th and 8th, plus the interventionists.
For 6, 7.
6, 7, and 8, 3 grade levels.
Yes.
4 7th grade math teachers,
No.
No.
Altogether.
Combined, 6, 7, 8th grade.
Altogether.
and now,
For 3.
since they added 6th grade, how many math teachers came in with the 6th grade group?
2.
How many?
So right now, if you see our the progress that we've shown, it shows that, it kind of works. What I did was I had 2 6th grade math teachers, and one was a regular math teacher, and then the other one did RTI/enrichment. And you can see that our numbers improved dramatically over the year, based on our CBAs, our falls benchmark, and our spring benchmark. You can see that it works. But I didn't have that for my 7th and 8th, and you could see their numbers stayed, at the low level. So.
So it will reduce the number of students in class so that they can receive more direct instruction.
This position will be contingent upon ESSER money?
This position will be paid for ESSER for the next 2 years, and then we'll move it into titles afterwards.
I motion that we approve the position.
I have a
Mr.
question,
I second the motion, so you can. No, I understand what's going on.
All right, so I got a motion by Mr. Espinosa, I got a second by Mr. Bonilla. Go ahead with the question, sir.
on the math, couldn't we do a pilot or something where we could, and I think I mentioned it before, where, we start them at 6th grade, 7th grade with a certain teacher, and then they just follow them along 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then once they're done, they come back, and then boom, boom, boom.
So we have an on-site visit tomorrow by the RSSP team, and that's for T-Class Decision 1, and they're gonna come audit our classrooms and our programs. So if that is a recommendation that they can give or something that we can offer, we will certainly consider looking at students.
Follow up to what grade level?
Till they're done, 12th grade?
So,
But
Mr.
you would need another
Yeah,
certification.
that was a certification issue, so we could do it at the campus.
High certification is
Within the
different.
campus, we could do, but not on the campus.
Because I see what you're saying, but at the campus level is some of our math teachers or some of our reading teachers, social studies teachers are like EC through 6th.
Right, it's a certification
So
issue.
they can only teach up to 6th grade. It's a certification, and then you have some that are, 7 through 12 math, 7 through 12.
Yeah.
They have to stay within their certification.
Certification.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Well, I was gonna say that, I've never been a happy fan of that what the state says, which I have a ratio of 22 kids to teacher. I think that's always been a problem where it doesn't lead to too much success. So I believe that if we can, being a very innovative school district, we can provide more teachers, especially in the junior high area, because that's a very formative stage in the kids' school career, we should have more teachers, because 4 for 2 grade levels, and what's the total number of 7th and 8th graders, sir? Right now, for this year?
No, it's 131 and 138. And then the sixth graders coming in are coming also at 131.
So
I'm glad to see that you recognize that STAR is changing and they're working across the curriculum. That's serious.
So that's something to keep in mind when we're.
So we did staffing with the principals last week, and all of them are fully staffed without exceeding the bishops.
We can go under?
Yeah.
Better, more better.
Could we run a pilot? Just, you know, as they mentioned, you said that there's certain certification, right? You know what, just do 6, 7, 8?
Sarah and I can take a look at what we can do with certifications, because different teachers have different certifications. So we can.
Especially in the math and reading areas. I mean, if we can get that rapport with that one teacher, with the students, and then get to guide them for 2 or 3 years, I'm just curious to see how, if they would improve.
We could possibly start off with maybe one teacher that we could move, depending on certification. We'll present something in June.
Any other comments? All right, all in favor, please raise your hand. John? John, in favor of it?
Yeah.
Motion passes 6-0. All right, letter K. Ms. Jonas?
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve proposed art facilitator clerk position for the 22-23 school year. Mrs. Sendejo?
So this position would assist with the requirements for the other idea and will be responsible for all of the timelines. Now, they are placing dyslexia, when a student has to be tested for dyslexia, it's under IDEA, it's under special education. So we have a lot of testing going on. And as you board members know, I don't have a diagnostician currently on staff or art facilitators. So it's a lot of testing and I solely rely on contractors. So this position would, I would require this position to help us with all of the timelines, meeting all of the IDEA requirements.
Ms. Sendejo, is the art facilitator position still open that we approve? You will be recommended later, or have people applied, or
I've had one applicant.
so later on you're gonna present whoever you feel?
This position would be funded through 100% through special education, 162.
I move.
Motion by Ms. Guerrero.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bonilla. Any other comments or questions?
Yes, this clerk would not actually run an ARD.
No.
Okay, that's what I want to make sure on that one.
Any other questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. All right, letter L, Ms. Jonas.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the educational diagnostician services contract between Crystal City ISD and Cecilia Cavazos, diagnostician for educational evaluations for the 22-23 school year.
I move.
I got a motion by Mr. Espinoza,
Second.
second by Ms. Guerrero. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. All right, letter M.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the educational diagnostician services for the contract between Crystal City ISD and Josephine M. Castillo for educational evaluations for the 22-23 school year.
I move.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Guerrero, second by Mr. Espinoza. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. All right, letter N.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the speech language therapy and educational diagnostician services contract between Crystal City ISD and Cecilia N. Reina for speech therapy and evaluations for the 22-23 school year.
Motion.
Second.
I got a motion by Mr. Espinosa, second by Ms. Nora Guerrero. Any comments or questions? Go ahead.
On the flat fee, what is that? What is that in? You know, it says 650 plus mileage, you know, is she here for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days?
It depends, sir, on how many students she has to evaluate. She goes in from, what we
So,
try to do is we line up like several students for her to evaluate.
so that's,
She takes one trip and is able to do and conduct arts as much as possible on that one given day.
so it's 650 a day plus the mileage?
Yes, it depends on what type of evaluation she's conducting. No, they're pricey. One, a local. They're pricey.
And I was just gonna ask, we don't have any, she viene de Laredo, that's what you, correct me if I'm wrong, that's what you
She's
said.
from Laredo. We had one. We had a fully licensed speech and language pathologist. But of course, I always lose them to other businesses or just pay them more than what Crystal City ISD offers. So I keep losing them to that. And then so we have to settle for consulting contract and their fees are very high. And IDEA is very specific as to the type of licensing that is required under IDEA to evaluate a student, whether it's for any other related services, whether it's a diagnostician for a learning disability, emotional disturbance, speech, any other related services, physical therapy, occupational therapy, they're very specific. You have to have that license.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Any other questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. And letter O.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the LSSP contract between Crystal City ISD and Rosalinda Rendon for psychological evaluations for the 22-23 school year.
That motion.
I got a motion by Mr. Espinosa,
Thank you, Board. I'm not going to bring these contracts to the board maybe in June or July, but I brought them a little earlier because I want to make sure that I secure these.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I got a motion by Mr. Espinosa, second by Mr. Mata. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. All right, 8, informational discussion, Ms. Bruno.
Enrollment, we are finally seeing an uptick in enrollment. We've got a little competition going on between the campuses. Students are being rewarded nicely. So what you see on page 108 is our total attendance as of May 13th. We finally were able to get to the 90%, which is good and better than a lot of districts around us. The campuses have really been pushing attendance, not that they weren't before, but COVID seemed to settle down 5th and 6th weeks, so they've got nice competitions going on. And so we finally have grade levels that are reaching 95% attendance, so they're going to be rewarded nicely. So that's your attendance. If you have any questions on the informational items,
So we are not, we are going to get held harmless.
we are being held harmless up to the 4th, 6 weeks. So that's the governor's decision, more or less decision. So then we really had to push the 5th and 6th weeks because we're not going to be held harmless then. So we need to make sure that we don't lose ADA because we already lost ADA at the beginning of the year for the low attendance last year. So hopefully we won't. Right now, we are at 93.4 as of the beginning of the 5th, 6th week, so these numbers will only improve.
So how long do we have? We're almost done, right? We're almost
Yes, we're counting down. We've got 2 weeks to go,
2 weeks.
this week and next week.
Yep.
Yes,
Next week's graduation.
yes, sir.
Next Friday's graduation.
Yes, sir.
Motion ceremony.
Yes.
Anybody have any questions on anything on 9, informational items, appraisal, business, food, CCISD, booster, legal fees?
On the booster, On the athletics, when are the elections? People have been asking.
We have to go back and look at their bylaws. They've not turned in bylaws to us. The band booster is awesome. We're working
Yeah,
them very,
they-
very good. We have to be careful with just beginning, with reorganizing the athletic booster, because we need to know what their bylaws are first. And as soon as they submit that, then we can start looking at
There's several-
possibly reorganizing.
Good people that want to take over, they were asking me about when elections are held.
I have a question on the boosters, whether it's athletic or band. If a parent does not have a student, are they allowed to still partake in it?
Yes,
That's
Coach
what
Battle?
not really Santos
My
did for
experience,
years.
we had parents that stayed with the Booster Club, they had freshmen, but their parents, but their kids went on to graduate.
Same.
And they stayed on as boosters.
Okay, so you don't have an issue with that?
No,
Cool.
For band, anybody can be.
Band or athletic, yes.
Yeah. Willie was there for.
Willie was there forever and his kid graduated.
Volunteering.
Any other questions on any informational items?
I have a question on the legal fees. What is the year-to-date on that? On fees, do you have?
We do. Anna, can you send that information? No?
This year?
This year alone?
For both Cruz and for Thompson?
Cause, we need buses.
We just got 3 last year.
We
We need more?
buses.
Did we get 3 or not? Did we get them or not?
We do have them, yes.
They fixed one of them, right?
Yeah.
The other one got
Yeah, we
fixed?
do, yeah.
Cruz, ahí en el budget, comienza a hacer tu wish list.
No, esto nada nuevo, I'm just curious.
Yeah, we do. We have 3. We have an aging fleet, and so we need to start replacing them on a more frequent basis. The district is taking too long to replace. That's on us.
Any comments or questions? You good? Anybody? At this time, we'll go to number 12, adjournment.
So move.
I got a motion by Nora, second by Mr. Bonilla. Comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand.